Good morning, dear students. I hope you are all doing well, inshallah. This short video is an explanation of the way I'm going to grade your answers and compositions in an evaluating rubric. A rubric is a scoring tool which helps evaluating a given work, an assignment, a test, or an exam, and gives feedback. So the things that I am going to explain are to be considered as long-term process that needs to evolve in future occasions as far as writing is concerned. Normally, your rubric has got certain features to it. In your case, this exam grading rubric is made specifically for you as novice students in the fields of academic creative writing and critical thinking, reading and analysis, especially in literature and history. So this evaluating grid aims at meeting your second year learner level, because I know that you are still learners and this is practically your first time you are trying your hands in writing essays, and for that this grid helps you or will help you learn better on which points to pay attention to when writing paragraphs or essays in the future. It will also show you the patterns I have adapted to evaluate your mini essays and compositions, and then explain the criteria and the descriptors selected to objectively grade you. Your mini essay evaluation rubric looks like this. As you can see, this table represents certain descriptors which are characteristics describing and ranking your level from excellent to poor, and with them a number of criteria are chosen to meet your novice style and way of writing. The grading scale ranges from 18 to 5. For example, an excellent essay would show a full understanding of the topic, where the student describes every point thematically and accurately. The average composition would represent some things related to the topic, but still skips some necessary data related to the overall themes and context. As for organization and coherence, a good essay, for example, would show coherence and clarity in presenting data. The student manages to meet the points being discussed with uniformity and effective transition, whereas the poor composition, which needs improvement, would certainly lack organization, coherence in the text, because the student will move back and forth between ideas. This impedes the mastery of the material being discussed on both the formal and the thematic levels. If the essay is excellent in style and vocab, it will show the way the student has used words wisely and effectively, diversifying in this regard in diction, showing smoothness and clarity in presenting the argument with no remarkable redundancy, whereas the poor essay would lack clarity and cohesion because the student fails to cover and convey readable, comprehensive data. I think that you need to take this table into consideration and read it carefully in order to understand, and you can hereby assess your level before you see the mark, because it will help you and convince you on the way you should write essays in the future. This table can be altered sometimes. It's not static, because the criteria that I have chosen are selected to meet this first semester exam experience in writing short compositions. Your grading system is graphed as follows: 12 on content, 2 on spelling and grammar, 6 on coherence, organization, style, and vocabulary. In normal cases, formatting has the highest ranging with 12 points, and content has the lowest with 8 points. This is adopted not because content and discussion are insignificant, but it is not only about what you say, it is about the way you say it. Formatting in this regard means organizing and well documenting. This will make your writing more alluring and fun to read. If you don't pay attention to your essay format, it will give a bad impression on the type of learner are you and on your academic level as well. In your case, because I have asked you to focus on themes and content more, and because I know that you didn't really practice writing as much as you should and as extensive as you should last year and this year, I'm altering the ranging system to fit your beginner's level. If we speak about your exam questions, for example, both topics have to include introductions, bodies, and conclusions. As for topic 1, the introduction can include an overview of the pagan versus the religious culture during the Anglo-Saxon times, or an overview of the poem itself, its origins, and the date of its discovery, etc., or an introduction to the story and its plot. The body must include a clear development of ideas about the topic being analyzed, or a synthesized, elaborated composition covering the themes and the sub-themes related to the required topic. In doing that, I have to find a comparison between the pagan and the Christian cultures, with a clear analysis of the pagan versus the Christian aspects, with some supporting ideas, if necessary, which are related to monsters, demons, angels, devils, and saints, etc. Or I would find a clear analysis of the Christian culture with examples from the studied material in relation to the concepts of heroism, midhall, gold giving, symbols, and significations from the poem that are related to both paganism and Christianity. The conclusion can include a summary of the aforementioned data, avoiding redundancy. You will write a conclusion as closing paragraph, of course, you can summarize everything that you have been discussing, but in a way that would avoid redundancy. You will not repeat the same ideas, but you will represent another way, another style, and another approach to end your essay. The second topic, similarly to the first one, has to include an introduction which involves a heroic or a discussion about the heroic culture and the position of the hero in his tribal society, and the importance and the metaphor of the hero. The body must show a clear development of ideas about the characteristics of an Anglo-Saxon hero, or a synthesized, elaborated composition covering the themes and sub-themes related to the way is Beowulf an example of a hero or a Germanic hero. You will also show the relation of this hero to the concepts and values of sacrifice, loyalty, bravery, strength, comitatus, social bonding, the code of honor, weird, gold and gift giving, and highlight all that with the death and the reason behind the death of an epic hero by the end of the story. In the way you have presented your ideas, especially for the ones who have selected topic 2, I would have preferred to see every theme discussed separately as far as the body is concerned. For example, paragraph 1 would speak about sacrifice, loyalty, and the code of honor. Paragraph 2 would speak about gold and gift giving, and paragraph 3 would speak, for example, about weird, about comitatus, etc. But as I have already mentioned, because you are not as experienced in writing, especially by reference to the formal features, I am disregarding some points because of your case here. The conclusion need to show a summary of the data represented earlier, no redundancy, or an opinion or a critique about the discussed topic. What you think, what do you like, what you don't like, etc. Things like this. I wish to throw light on a focal point, or rather a spreading phenomenon, unfortunately, which is submitting a blank exam sheet to the teacher or examiner. Of course, if you do that in my exam, you will have 1 point. Not because I pity you, but because it is unacceptable to give 0 in exams or in tests. Also, for the cheating type, you will have 1 point, because for me at least, you have submitted a blank sheet. Your plagiarism will never be taken into account. For the ones who are off topic, I am sorry to tell you that your ideas are considered mistaken and misled, and because the entire essay depends on that, I don't think I'll be having anything to grade you on, because the entire idea is wrong. and for that you will have 4 points. Please, submitting a blank sheet, cheating, or being off topic is not a joke. This is serious. This is a field of study that you have to pay attention to. This is you putting extra effort into learning more, comprehending questions and things more. Don't think that submitting a blank sheet or cheating is brave or audacious. It is really disgraceful for a student to do this, especially at his or her level of academic status. That will be all, inshallah. I hope you find this useful and easy to comprehend. The reasons behind me recording this video is to give you more feedback into the way you must improve yourselves in writing in the future. You will be able to consider things before you start writing. You will outline better and learn which points to focus on, which points to emphasize, and the way you will structure your entire essay. By practice, of course, by training, you will improve and be able to put all these pieces of information and pieces of advice into practice. If you have any question, please contact me on my email or leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll do my best to finish the correction as soon as possible. I'll be seeing you in the second semester, inshallah. Keep safe and salam.